video on how I put my sets together. I'm doing it because a few people have asked me, and I really want to hear some great sets from you guys. If you've got any, get involved on the Swing and Bass family Facebook group. Send them over, and yeah, I'm pretty proud of all the sets that I've done in the past. They're all on my SoundCloud page, which is mrtrick.com, soundcloud.com/Mr. Trick. And there's loads, and I've been doing loads over lockdown, so it's getting more and more interesting because I'm trying new things. This set and this kind of tutorial you can do on any sort of DJ software. I'm using Serato DJ for this, but I can also open up Rekordbox and show you how to do it. It's more about the order and the flow of the set and how I set up my cue points, rather than the equipment, if that makes sense. So you can see my screen is this Gonna Be Sick mix swung D&B set. So this is a set that I'm going to be doing for a 2D festival that I already did one, and then they asked me back for a second one. So I'm trying to do something quite different. This set is all about your swung D&B tunes. So I'm gonna try not to get flagged. So I'm gonna play this tune by myself, which is called Stuck in My Head. So this tune, so you can hear from that beat, it's swung. So it's not straight. And so I'm going for those swung drum and bass grooves for the whole set. Like a bit of a challenge. I think that's a good thing to do, is set yourself a theme with the set. Whether it's a genre, a tempo, a mood. I mean, obviously you can do a mishmash, but I feel sometimes it's quite good to be like strong in one kind of field. If you're going like house to drum bass to breakbeat, I don't know, it can get a bit chaotic and tricky to mix. But you know, there's no rules. This is just my thoughts. I just mean in terms of like, if I'm a promoter and I'm trying to book you, if you play all genres, I go, okay, well, first of all, where do I book this person and where do I put them on in the night? You do get like loads of versatile DJs, and I know that, but sometimes it's quite cool to stick to one thing. Kind of the saying, jack of all trades, master of none, I think it is. So I would encourage you to try and focus on one thing. So firstly, before any sort of DJ set, you need to get your tempos kind of set up and all your keys. So this is brilliant. It's mixed in key. I know Serato and Rekordbox work out a key automatically as well, but I have a bit more faith in this product, mixing key. The little tip for this, you can add any old WAV form. Let's just stick that in, and then what you can do is you can drag and drop into it, which is so helpful. But you have to put one audio file into that already for it to be able to do the drag and drop, and then just delete whatever you put in, hit analyze, and it will work out the key. The Camelot mixing key wheel I used recently in a set at Houston in Brixton. That's coming out very shortly. So I was with a saxophonist, and I was shouting out the keys to her. So I had that. So if you YouTube the Camelot Wheel, Google it. It's a wheel that I'll try and get it up on screen, because I'm nice like that. Mixing key Camelot Wheel. So that is going to help you. What's up with my writing? Analyze. Here you go. Analyze your mixing. Obviously, lots of you probably already know about this, but it's also not coming up, which is strange. What the heck's going on there? Meh. Have I even got it up? I might have it. So there you go. There it is. So that is the schnizzle right there. So you can go from 1A to 2A to 3A, 4A, and you work that way. Or you can go backwards. You can go 1A, 12A, 11A. Or you can go 1A to 1B, and then 1B to 2B to 3B. And the transitions will be great. As you can see on this playlist that I've slightly put together, you can see the numbers on the comments. So in the settings in mixing key, you can say where you want to put your keys. So I've just chose to put them in my comments. So that way they're all lined up in numbers. So you can't go from 1A to 2B. And this applies to all the other numbers. So you can't go 3A to 4B because that will clash and sound pretty bad. So hopefully that makes sense. You can go round the wheel and you can move from relative minor to major. So you can go to 2A, 2B. So you can go up and out, in and out, and round. There's also, to add to that, an energy boost, which is jumping 2, which is like a key change, which is like you get when Take That used to get off the chairs and do the key change in their song. So that's an energy boost. So if you jump up by 2, I don't know if you can go back down 2. I've never really played with that idea. I thought it was always up 2. So for instance, if you're in 4A, you can jump up to 6A, and that will give a nice energy boost. Don't know if I've used it. I think I use it towards the end. Have I done it in the end? I can't see any at the moment. Yeah, you go. No, that's not one. There, 6A to 8A. That is an energy booster there. The other rule you can do is you can jump by 7. So you can go from 1A to 8A. Okay, that's another addition. I rarely use that because it confuses my head a bit. But if you're totally stuck and you really need to get your mixing flowing somewhere, you can jump +7. So think about that one. So also with this set, my recommendations on kind of how you want to put them together is you want to start with something quite energetic and get people engaged. The first 3 tunes, I think, of a set are almost the most important. They're the ones that people remember. It's the ones that where people are most critical. Am I going to stay on a dance floor? Am I going to like this person? What is this person? People, I feel, naturally try to work stuff out and go, who is this guy? What this set? What is this? The vibe? And then if you enjoy it, 6 tunes down the line, you're already locked in, so to speak. That's not to say you can't have great tunes throughout the entire set. So usually this is how I structure my sets, is I make it quite energetic, then dip it down ever so slightly, and then bring it back up. So it's kind of that kind of notion. A nice technique that I use sometimes is I use the rating. I rate the song on how much energy it has. So for instance, these songs, I'm trying to figure out, I don't want to get caught out. So let's play. So it's Stuck in My Head. Its energy is quite electro swingy. It's quite chilled. This is the drop. It's alright. So I've put it as a 2-star, and then if you listen to maybe Recognise, it's a lot more. It's got a lot more energy in the drop. So I stick that right up as a 5. And then you've got other tunes like this tune. Let's do it. That one. Right, so I haven't. that as a 4 or a 5 as well. It's quite energetic for me, but your energy tunes might be slightly different. I kind of think of energy in the sense of like not much melody. Like the 5 stars are kind of like hard, like not much vocals, just like, you know, tracks that just go in on the bass, and you've got the gnarly vibes. Whereas you got the more chilled electro swing stuff I kind of put down as like a 1-2, or, you know, you've got like this Ray Charles tune that's quite chilled. I'd put that maybe as a 2-star. Do you know what I mean? So that was quite calm. So yeah, I've started it off with Coming Home. That's by Ski Whiff, and then I mixed his a cappella with it, so I do a little bit of juggling there. And then you see that's on 7A, and then it goes to 8A, then it goes to 3A. And I think the 3A rule, if I remember correctly, is +1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, see, it works. See, 8 to 3. Remember what I said about +7? That works. So I've done that there. And then, yeah, there's some bits that I haven't actually tested this set out. I'm just putting it together now, as I said. And then, obviously, if you go into Record Box, you can create a new box. And sorry, I'm not in Record Box. I'm in Serato. So let's call this Gonna Be Sick Swung D&B. And then you can simply select them all and drag them in. And then we can start making some cue points. Some of them I've already got cue points. So I know that when I start this tune, on that cue point, I think I start them together. So I'll play them together at the same time. I'll hit the cue points at the same time, and then just start doing fun stuff. And then when it gets to this point in the tune, so this is my second cue point on this track, I'll play this. I'll let the tune run, and then I've got my next cue point set up here. So that is when I'm going to hit my next tune in. And for the sake of argument, I mean, I don't know how this is going to sound, because I usually go into what I've done before is this tune. So let's try and stick these at the same time. They're synced, they're ready to go. So I'm playing this song, and then I might cue up the next one on this cue point. You get the gist. So queuing up tracks. I'll give you I think do a better example than that. Should have had something prepared. So, like, oh yeah, this is a perfect example. Although I don't want to play it because I don't want to get taken down, so to speak, get a strike. So this is Walk the Walk by Negus, I think it's pronounced. And then I mix this with I Got Fever. Done this mix loads. It's absolutely wicked. So that kind of drops. It's almost like a double drop. I think I do. Yeah, I do a double drop on there. So I know that at this point here, like, it will drop in the I Got a Fever track, and when they drop at the same time, it sounds great. I know that they work in terms of keys, although ironically I'm going quite against what I said at the start with what the keys have worked out with this key wheel. Totally contradicting myself. So this one says it's 6A mixing with 7B. So but then on the key section it's saying 6A with 4A. So this isn't gospel. You do try and play with things and see what things sound like. But the mixing key is a great example. Also, I'd say is work out your crowd as well. Work out who you're playing to, and I always like to throw in some classics from like back in the day. I also like to throw in my own versions of stuff, like I might do edits. I think those sorts of things are really important. Like I've done this Do Right with James Brown a cappella, super simple, just put it together really quickly, and it's just nice to hear. Oh, like I see what you did there, you've just put those two together, and it's just showing that you're putting in a bit more effort than just playing tunes. And I'd highly recommend using Ableton for that, because it's super easy. You can warp all your vocals, and the warping, as in the stretching of the audio, if you're speeding or slowing it up, down or up, that is brilliant. I think it's better than Logic, so I highly recommend. You can also get a free version of Ableton online. Use that demo. So as I said, just throw in a few. I always like to throw in a few classics as well. This one has It Come to This Streets High Contrast remix. That one's got a really cool swung groove. Let's try and just play a second. Wicked tune. I don't know, it just something about playing some random old school, like one or two, like where people who know about tunes go, my G, playing that tune, yes. So it's not that you're just all on Beatport or whatever and downloading the hottest tune, digging the crates, you know what I mean? And also, like I said about edits, you can always just like do extended versions, add a drum beat, just a simple drum beat over the top of like a swing tune, which I do for a lot of my sets. I did it recently I just made loads of edits that are really quick and easy, like this Chinese Man edit, like this tune, and then I just put a drum beat on it, a proper simple. I tried. It was already at the tempo. It already had a snare on the 2 and 4. That was really easy. All those stuff is so fun. I did another one. Let me try and find it quickly. Yeah, this Delta Down. Delta. That is literally just a tune with a drum beat on, because it was more kind of swingy, swing tune by Ski Whiff again, and I was like, it needs a bit more drum and bass vibe, so I just whacked on. I think I did a low cut and then added some like more Reese drum and bass sounds underneath, just worked out what the bass was. Super simple, like spent maybe 2-3 hours on it, not long at all. Mastered it, boosted it, stick a limiter on it, keep it real simple, and it just works in the set. The other thing I was gonna mention was like, forgotten what I was gonna say. It's just just the journey, I think, is really important. Knowing when to bring the track down as well, right? Like if you're playing like drum and bass and it's like drum and bass drop, I think people kind of switch off after it. I sometimes like to do like 3 of a kind, 3 like drum and bass rollers, and then break down, because that's quite nice. It's just something about the number 3 that I think is important. Like 3 verses usually in a track, you know, tracks are usually 3 minutes if you're mixing quick, like that is quite important. And then bring it down just so people's ears can chill a bit and like notice what's going on. yeah, don't know what else to say. I think I was said before was at the beginning of the sets. It's always nice to have it more friendly, if that makes sense. Don't go in with the hard stuff straight away. Like, introduce people. I remember I did one set, and I played a Funkware tune like second, and I remember the crowd just looking at me like, "Whoa!" Like, and I was like, "Whoa." It's a bit too hard, isn't it? Unless you're playing somewhere like a Boomtown crowd where they're just like, "Give it to me." So I hope this helps. If you've got any questions, let me know. I've got lots of music coming out. As I said, I'm getting this set ready for Gonna Be Sick, which is 2D Festival, which is Cirque de la Quirk, and gonna be I can't even remember the name. The promoters are really bad. Gonna be great. Oh, someone's asked me a question. Hello, guys. Hello there. Can you modify the key of tracks on Serato? Ooh, that is a good question. You can. So you can, I think, on a more modern version of Serato. It depends. Yes, you can. So there's what you do is you go into the effects. So there's these effects that you can get and you can buy, and one of them is like a key changer. That you have to go on their website, and you can change it. On the version I've got, I can't do that, but I know you can, and it's just like pitches it up. What I do, I go into Serato, Ableton, and I will put my track in and warp it, and then I would just pitch it up like that, which I did for one of my own tunes that I can play for you, which is a remix of Caravan Palace, because I wanted it in the set so badly, but the key that it was in wasn't right. So I did the I'm pretty sure it was either. So yeah, you've got midnight. So I've put +2 semitones. Do you know what I mean? They're two different keys. So I would just say open up Ableton, which I'm doing now, and drop it in. Obviously work out the tempo. Also, you can download this if you want to work out the BPM, which is quite good, just to drop in quickly samples or tracks, and you can work out the tempo with that. I'm opening Adobe right now. Hopefully that answers your question. Yes, in Tractor you can, but I'm not sure in Serato. Yeah, so yeah, as I said, I'm pretty sure there's a plugin, and it kind of comes up here where the tempo is, where you can literally just press and it will pitch it up. And that's basically the way. On this version, I know you can't. You know that button makes pitch master pitch on and off. So obviously, if you're speeding up a track, it's going to pitch up. But I always leave that on. So yeah, what I did on this is simple way. As I said, you can get a copy of Adobe Ableton for free. So let's say let's drag in. These are my live versions. Right, I drag that in. Drag it in, and it gives me the spinning wheel of death. So drag it in, drop it in, and then says all that, which I'm not converting it to MIDI, which I stupidly put it in a MIDI channel. Come on. And then yeah, hit warp, work out the tempo, as I said. So you might want to drop it into that if you want to work out the tempo, or Serato or Tractor or whatever will tell you the tempo. So you can see it's warping. I know it says 87 BPM, So I'll just hit 87 on that, hit warp, and then I'm just going to play it for you so you know what this sounds like. Double check that you can hear that. Okay. Yeah. No, you actually can't hear that. That's jokes. Let me just switch that over to the correct way of hearing it, which I think is black hole. And then yeah, you just basically go to this button and pitch it up or down, and then export that. And that is without a doubt, like I trust it, but also you've got different types of warp. You've got beat or complex. If it's got drums in, keep it on beat. If it hasn't, put it on complex. I imagine the algorithms of the like Serato will be better. This is just an option if you don't. So thanks for that, Maria Termy. Yeah, so this is just me going through a little bit of how I do my sets. I did a set on the weekend at Hootenanny's and it was great. I was struggling actually to find a lot of swinger bass at the moment. If you got any tunes, guys, send them over. So that was with Traffic MC, and I played like kind of cool jazzy drum and bass rather than like your kind of more cheesier, happier swing and bass tunes. What have I written there? Mitsatrick. Don't know what that's about. So yeah, I found a version of McMash Clan with Bella,
That's what I'm talking about.
and then I made this kind of mashup.
Okay, now
And it's crazy
from the
because
beginning.
Hit it, boys.
I don't know which one came first, this tune or the McMash Clan, and I feel like it was this, then the McMash Clan remixed it, which was really annoying because I thought the McMash Clan tune was incredible, and then to know that they just re-edited or like remixed that tune's a bit like, oh. But either way, they're both great, and I mashed the two together. So this mix will hopefully be coming out. So going back to the beginning of what I did, so I analysed this tune in mixing key, and you can see that it came up as 7B. So now I need to put that somewhere in my set. So I'm going to go into this 7B section. This is a very hard tune. So like I was saying at the beginning, hard, like not much melody, loads of energy. That's what I mean in terms of hard and like energetic. It's quite aggressive. So if you listen to the drop on this, it's a, do you know what I mean? That is hard, not much melody, no vocals. So I'm gonna whack that as a 5, but then I'm gonna put that like more towards the end of my set. So I could put it there, and that's about it really. That's where I could put it, and it works quite well with these three. I know these three tunes: Dosso, Locust, and Vital Elements, Mickey Finn. These tunes are banging. They've all got swung grooves. Yeah, so this set I'm pretty happy with. I'm gonna go through it, have a mix, have a play, and then move it about. And then I said put all the cue points in so I know when to drop the next tune. And I feel like I was chatting to Mr. Fitz about this, about should you prepare your sets versus so Crash Party in the building. Serato pitch is better than Ableton warp and pitch. Yeah, 100% agree, although I think I've used it once and I don't have it. Now I've completely lost what I was talking about. So what was it? Yeah, Hopefully that helps. If you got any questions about sets and how to put it all together. Oh yeah, I was just saying to Richie, like, I think it's better to prepare your set personally, get your stuff together, and then do it. So, you know, there's no, like, you listen back to the set, you practice each transition, and you're confident in it. I feel like sometimes when you wing it and you go, I've got like 50 tunes in a bag, I'll just see what the vibe is. I think that's harder, and you're setting yourself up to fail, if that makes sense. I think there's some great quote about to prepare is to not fail, or something like that. There's a great saying, but I can't remember it off the top of my head. So yeah, I just encourage everyone to get their sets ready. But obviously, if you turn up to a gig, like there was one time, I think it was Glastonbury, it was Radio 1 Essential Mix, Saturday night, Hell Stage. And the year before it was Rudimental, and it was absolutely legendary set. And then next time, everyone was like fired up. I can't remember who they had on before, but they had some like wicked drum and bass act, and it was so good. And everyone was like, here we go, Radio 1 guest mix, we don't know who's playing. And there was some house DJ, and I've got no beef with house, obviously, but they came on, and it was just like from the beginning of the track, just the kick drum, just like dum dum, like 128 BPM or something. This is like, you know, 1 a.m, Glastonbury Saturday night house, and it was like, whoa, read your crowd, bro. But I don't know who they were, but they must have been like, well, we've got this set, and this is what we're gonna do. But you know, you gotta have some tunes in the bag, you know. And maybe it was like, maybe they could have started on their harder stuff. So like, for instance, this set, I go, right, instead of me going with the softer stuff at the beginning, I could start with the harder stuff. Like, this is quite a good intro.
That's what I'm talking about.
You know, that's got a nice kind of intro that I could start with, and then it goes to the harder stuff, and then from 8 I can go back to 7, I can go to the top. So the whole, it's quite nice to kind of have a full circle, and gauge where to start it off. And that I think is also important with your intros. Like, I've been to so many sets, and you don't have to start it at the beginning of the track. Like, for instance, like this tune that I was playing earlier, like, cool atmosphere, but like, that's a minute and people are just standing around for this. It's boring. Don't do that. Like, a great quote from a guitarist, he was like, nobody asked for that. I just think that's a great quote. Piss poor preparation prevents, love that. Piss poor preparation prevents piss poor performance. Yeah, that's a great quote. I'll take that one. Yeah, I think it's really important to prep your stuff, rehearse it. Although I sound like I might be saying negative things about Mr. Rich Fit. Totally not. He absolutely smashed it. But he's a different type of DJ. He will scratch it up, mix it up, and I know he's like a working DJ. You know, he does residencies in Bristol, and he's like, can read the crowd like that. Although it was a live stream on Sunday at Hootenanny's. So it's a bit harder, but he still smashed it. But for me, I know, like, I get a bit nervous, you know, like, and usually, like, if I'm playing with a band or I'm playing with an MC or, you know, musicians, it's just another thing to think about, there's always a technical issue. Like, I'll always go to my set in Serato, and I've always got this problem. See all these orange ones that have come up? I'm like, why have you done that? Because it can't work out where it is. So I'm like, you know, I'm playing a tune, I've got like 10 seconds left. So I'm like, oh my God, I now need to scroll up all the way to the top. I could close that, make it easier. And then I'm gonna have to search that and then quickly load it up. And it's like, I don't want to be doing that on a random. I just want to enjoy myself, you know, and just things like, cheesy as it sounds, but like being a bit more of a showman, like entertaining people, like interacting with people. I don't just be don't stare at a screen. That's another thing, like the laptop stare. Another real important thing to mention with DJing. So if you've got a laptop screen, right, and this is back in the day, don't put your laptop screen like that. Put it maybe at an angle to a side so people can still see you. I've seen a few DJs do that, and it's just like, and then just like glaring into a screen. It's not a good look. And I'm saying fine, like if you want to use a laptop, cool, but just twist it over. So yeah, I think I've covered everything. Make sure you follow in on the old socials. Socials sound like a loser. Big up everyone locked in, locked on. I have got lots of exciting news coming out. I've got my album. I've got some a big record label, not big label, a massive label that signed one of my tunes that I'm so excited to tell everyone about. But I'm keeping it shum till the paperwork and all that jazz. Yeah, I shall see everybody soon when the club's open. Yay! And I'm just, it's going to be emotional, guys. I swear down, people are going to be crying on the dance floor. So yeah, hopefully listening to some great music and with some great memories. So yeah, until next time, people, peace and love.